Alright guys, here we are. So now we are going to write the exponential equation given the graph. Okay, so we need two things. We need our y-intercept, where it starts. We also need to know how it's growing, right? That constant ratio. And then we put it in the formula, y equals a times b to the x, because we're going to be multiplying, or in some cases dividing. Our x is an exponent. Okay, so that y-intercept is the a, the growth is the b. So we just kind of plot points and then make the equation. So y-intercept is easiest to spot. So right here it's 2. So my a is 2. To get my b, I'm going to take a few points. So it looks like I've got a point here and looks like here. So we go from 18 to 6 to 2. So I'm going down in this direction, so I know I'm going to be a division or timesing by a fraction. Okay, so 18 to 6, we're dividing by 3, which is also timesing by a third, right? So I'd be timesing by a third, or you could write dividing by 3. Both of them are correct. However, we should get in the habit of writing it this way. So I simply go y equals 2 times 1/3 to the x, or y equals 2 divided by 3 to the x. Okay? So again, we're taking a look at where it starts. Starts at 3. My a is 3. How it grows goes from 3 to 6 to 12. So we can see I'm going up, so I'm timesing by 2. Okay? So my b is timesing by 2. So I go y equals 3 times 2 to the x. Okay? And those are the only two types you're going to deal with, so I'd suggest pausing it, trying the rest on your own, and then coming and seeing how you do. Okay, number 3, starting at 2, going to 6, going to 18. So started at 2, definitely timesing by 3, so y equals 2 times 3 to the x. Number 4, starting at 5, then 10, then 20. Okay, so looks like timesing by 2, so our growth is times by 2. Our start is 5, so y equals 5 times 2 to the x. Number 5, again, starting at 5. This time it's going down. Okay, and then we go to 10, then to 20. So kind of like number 4, but this time we're dividing by 2 or timesing by a half instead. So we still start at 5, but we're either dividing by 2 or timesing by a half. So y equals 5 divided by 2 to the x, or y equals 5 times 1/2 to the x. And you should get more in the habit of doing it that way. Okay, number 6, start at 4, go to 2, go to 1, going backwards from 8, from 16. So 16 to 8 to 4 to 2 to 1, definitely dividing by 2 or timesing by a half. So we start at 4 this time. Our b is either one of those, so y equals 4 times 1/2 to the x, or y equals 4 divided by 2 to the x. Okay? So just a few more problems left, aren't there? Okay. So number 7, starting at 3 to 6 to 12. So we're definitely dividing by 2 or timesing by a half for our b. And a is 3, so y equals 3 times 1/2 to the x, or y equals 3 divided by 2 to the x. Number 8, starting at 4, going to 8, so that's my a. Then to 16, so definitely timesing by 2. It's our b, so y equals 4 times 2 to the x. Okay, 9 and 10. Number 9, we are starting at 2, so that's our a. And we're going down to 1, to 4, to 8. So 16, 8, 4 to 2 to 1. Definitely dividing by 2 or timesing by a half. It's our b. So y equals 2 times 1/2 to the x, or y equals 2 divided by 2 to the x. Number 17, starting at 2 again. Here's our a, then 4, then 8. So this time definitely times them by 2. That's our b. So y equals 2 times 2 to the x. Okay, last two. This one's kind of crazy, but it looks like we're starting at 1/2. So that's our a. Then 1/2 to 5 to 14, maybe. Okay, this one's kind of tough, isn't it? 1/2. Sometimes they get harder to spot. I don't know if that's at 5. No, that would be 4.5, wouldn't it? 1/2 to 4.5. That is going to be a tough one. Let's jump to 12 and try that. Okay, this goes to 1/2 to 1 to 2 to 4. Much easier to see. Making a video, so you got to wait till the bell rings. Okay, so starting at 1/2 times them by 2. So y equals 1/2 times 2 to the x. Okay, and then this last one, let me hurry and see what it should be, because it's looking like a tough one, isn't it? And the bell's gonna ring for class. And there it is. Alright. So we'll just say 1/2 times 5 to the x. I don't know. There we go.